like to dream reality? Would you like to live every day seeing clearly how your life is unfolding in the way you are creating it, the way you dream it? Would you like to feel all the feelings that you choose to feel: love, joy, abundance, prosperity, and whatever is right for you now? Would you like to hear the sounds that awaken your mind, awaken your soul, awaken your heart? Whatever those sounds might be, whether it's the birds in the morning, the waves crashing, waving at the ocean, whatever you would like to create, whatever you would like to dream and dream into creation. Today, if you'll let me, if you'll allow me now, I will share with you the way that you can bring that dream, the way you can begin to create that dream into a manifest reality, something that you can experience the way you choose to, in what can sometimes feel like a chaotic duality. No more is that way of living in life for you, because you get to choose what's true to your heart, what's true to your soul, what's true in only the way you know. So let's go on a journey of creation, a process of creation, and it is the creative process. What I can tell you is that I have, throughout my life, with what I'm about to share with you, created many dreams and lived those dreams. I have grown a 9-figure business and successfully blew it up all the way down to zero. So I know how to dream dreams, and I also know what goes wrong when dreams are dreamt, but certain things aren't done, and they are some of the secrets that I will share with you now. So sit down, get comfortable just as I have, and strap yourself in. Let's begin. So create your dream life. What does that really mean? Well, somewhere at some place and space in time before you were the idea of you, there was an awareness that you're a soul with infinite potential, infinite choices to dream and arrive here on earth, this beautiful gift of life in a body. And from that moment that you were born, some decisions were made for you, and some of those decisions needed to be made for you because you weren't yet able to decide, and now you can. And it's crucial, vital, that you know how to avoid the common mistakes so many people make. As we look out into the world, how many people are really living their dream life? How many people are dreaming their soul into being? Well, you get to be one of those now by setting realistic, achievable, clear, specific goals. And by remembering, activating, awakening the awareness that you are a creator. You are an expression of the creator, and that creative energy, that life force, that love that births all life, that birthed you, can birth your goals too. So I invite you to focus on the present moment, to release attachment to the outcomes once they are clear in your conscious and your subconscious mind. And today I will share some of how you can do that. And as you do live life, and as you do achieve goals, and you do experience your dreams, set rewards, because we are, in many respects, some people say in research and science, up to 99% subconscious processes. Neurons, biochemistry, firing, wiring to get results. And when you change it and change now, you can create new positive neural feedback loops through momentum and celebration. Celebration meaning reward for when you do get your goal, for when you do achieve whatever it was you wanted to achieve, and for when you live that dream. And the only question is, will you allow yourself to feel that good? Because there is no question that what I am about to share with you means that just as I have, you get to dream too. Dreaming all the dreams that your soul is dreaming with you. So there are 7 simple steps that you get to become aware of now, and you get to integrate. And I'll move fast, and sometimes it'll be faster than the conscious mind can process, and that's okay because you're unconscious. That's right, your unconscious mind is receiving all of this now. So all you really need to do is allow this in, choose to be present, be here now. Let the mind wander away, all the other things that have been in your day, and arrive with 7 simple steps to create your dream life. Number 1, define your dream life. Number 2, set SMART goals. Number 3, create an action plan. Number 4, take action. Number 5, celebrate success. Number 6, keep going. And step 7, goal setting mistakes. All the things that we want to avoid, that we get to avoid. And the mistakes that I've made have cost me potentially over $125 million. They've cost me relationships. They've cost me friendships. And they have cost me much. Yet all of those lessons and all of those learnings were worth so much more. So it's with that I get to be here now with you. And as you hear my words and listen to my voice, allow this in because it will support you in dreaming your life and rendering the reality of your dreams so that you experience it, appreciate it, and become aware that you are creating it. Step 1, choose your dream life. Well, the first step, of course, is to define what you want. And this must be so very specific and something that excites you, something that enlivens you, that awakens you. Awaken. And you want to imagine now. Allow yourself to imagine even one of your dreams. And you can close your eyes and begin to imagine the way that it looks, the way that it sounds, the way that it feels, the way that it tastes. Maybe the smells that are present. Maybe for you that dream is a place that you want to visit, a country. Maybe that's the Caribbean, being on the beaches of Mexico. And maybe you can look out to the sunrise across the ocean and you can see it now, and you can hear the sound of the waves sounding, and you can feel the sand under your feet, and you can taste that freshness of the coconut water, the coconut that was just moments ago prepared for you as it fell from a tree. And smell that sea air. Maybe you can smell the perfume of the roses that your beloved gifted you before this sunrise moment. Whatever that dream is for you, get clear, be specific, and make it a full sensory experience. Really gift yourself and give yourself the time to reflect on what you want your life to look like and what you want to accomplish. Make a list of all the goals, all the dreams that you have and you want your life to look like in the future. And from this, you'll get to create a plan, an action plan. Choose to focus on what matters. And when you have that list, get present, go inside, and for each and every goal, hands on heart, we can do it together now. Breathe in the nose and out the mouth. and again. Breathing in gold light, breathing out. Breathing in gold light in the nose, breathing in gold light into the heart, and breathing out. And ask yourself this question: why? For what purpose is this important to me? For what purpose are these goals my goals? And listen. Let that voice surface inside you and let it speak truths that you may not have heard it speak before. Because that why is what moves you, it's what drives you. And yes, maybe there are some ideas of the mind that might drive you. Maybe there are some programs of this reality that have been installed that it's good to be successful, it's good to make money. And sure, be successful, receive the money. And what you know that I know, and I know you know, is inside the seat of your soul, that feeling of your heart is a voice that knows why you are here now in this life and what you are to bring into being through your being. Number two, step two. So make smart goals. That's right. Set smart goals. Once you have your dream life defined, you surface that why from the depths of your being, it's time to set smart goals. What does SMART mean? Let me tell you. Well, SMART stands for specific, measurable, actionable, relevant, and timely. Let me tell you that again. Specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and timely. Specific meaning crystal clear, no ambiguity, very clear language. And I want you to be so clear. Imagine that you are almost as if you're sitting on your laptop or you're at your phone, and some of you are sitting there and standing there and you're listening to me, and it's as if you're at Google and the search box is there. Well, if you were searching for something, would you be vague or specific? You'd be very specific. If you know maybe it's something you want to order, if you were ordering from the universe, how specific would you be? Make it measurable. Sometimes people say, well, I want more love. Well, what does that really mean? How does love really show up? What is love to you? How would you know you're loved? Would that be something you would see, something you would hear, something your beloved might say? Would that be kisses that you would feel and receive on your body? Is it really attainable? Dream dreams. And if you can dream it, as Disney said, you can do it. And I invite actually a distinction there. If you can dream it, you can be it. Now, I'm not referring to the notion that if you dream to be a doctor, you can be a doctor. If you do dream to be a doctor, you can be a doctor. When I say if you can dream it, you can be it, I'm inviting the awareness that it is being it, feeling it to be true. It is from that space of being the dream now that you get to do the dream. That is energy in motion, that is action towards the dream, towards the outcome, towards the goal. And so only go for dreams, the dreamiest dreams you can dream with the neurology that you have now, feeling that in your heart, not your mind, let the mind wander away. When you're feeling into a dream, feel into the heart. You can even say to yourself, only the heart is listening now, and only the heart speaks now. And you can ask it to surface all the dreams that are right for you. And if the mind tries to stop it, let the mind wander away and dissolve, and trust that to the heart it is attainable. I simply invite not dreaming something that to you feels unattainable, because you may create a subconscious program that means you won't go for it. So if right now, maybe you are with $100,000 a year income in your business, or maybe you're at the beginning of your career, maybe you're making $20,000 or $30,000 or whatever it is, would it be realistic and attainable for you to state that your goal is to be generating $1 million or more before the end of the year? Well, it could be. For some people out there, it could be. There are no absolute yes or no answers to this. It's really what you can feel. And if you can feel it to be true, and if in that truth you can take the commitment and the consistency to deliver, then put it down. If actually that doesn't feel true for you, that is your goal, so well, how long would that take? And this is where we get to relevance and timeliness. Is the relevance of this goal there? Is it really supporting your soul? Or is this ultimately a goal that is being birthed out of some fear of not being enough or not being loved or not being significant, or how you're perceived and experienced by others? Because you can go after those goals, and believe me, I have done it. And I have no intention to in any way remove, reduce, or conflict with your free will, because your free will is a gift that is given to you to choose. What I do have is an invitation that pursuing those goals that are from fear or anger or sadness or hurt or guilt or shame or some sort of emotion like that ultimately are like paths through a maze, and you can run through that maze like reality for a long time before coming back to where you are now, which is the point where you get to choose to live the life and the dreams of your soul. So be sure that that goal, whatever it is that you set, is a dream of your soul. And in doing that, your life will accelerate with so much momentum, so much love, so much joy, so much bliss, or whatever it is that you want to feel. That any of those goals that were from lower vibrational emotions, anger, sadness, fear, hurt, guilt, shame, or anything like that, won't even be in resonance for you. And they will fade away, and they can fade away and fade away and dissolve. Now be sure to set the time. If you were meeting a friend, would you set a time? If you were planning a meeting with a colleague, would you set a time? If you were catching a train, would there be a time? If you were catching a plane, would there be a time? If you were going to space, would there be a time to launch? Now, this is your time to launch. What you also get to choose is being very specific about the date, time, by when you will achieve your goal. And imagine that you are ordering from the universe. Imagine that there is an infinite energy source orchestrating for you now. And it simply wants to know, when do you want to experience your dream? And I know, if I can know anything, that some of you may be sitting there, standing there, listening, hearing my words and voice, and allowing all of this in. And you may feel, well, I don't know, is this really possible for me? I've tried before and it didn't work. And maybe it hurt. Maybe you perceived that there was a failure. So maybe you're not sure if you're going to go for it again. Or maybe you never did go for it because you didn't actually believe that you could or you were worth it. So if you are in that energetic space and place. Even if you can't yet believe it, will you allow me to believe it for you? Just for now, until you can believe it too. Because my projection is clear. Every one of you that is receiving this, listening, and we're here together. We're here as a collective, collectively creating life and how life is to be lived on this planet through the dreams that we dream. So be aware of that, feel that, know that you are supported. You are supported by the Creator, by the universe, by the source, by God, an infinite God, whatever it is that you believe in as an infinite power and an infinite good. So if you don't yet believe it, let me believe it for you, that we are creators, that we are made in the image of the Creator. And I invite you, if you will allow yourself, and I really do feel that you will and you can, and somewhere inside you know it to be true. Let's create reality. And let me do that with you. As a gift, an honor, a privilege, and a pleasure. And so with that, be sure, now that you are here and ready to set these goals in a way that is specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and timely, to set some time at least once a week to check in on those goals. And look for ways you can optimize the way you've been behaving so that you can perhaps accelerate the progress towards these goals. Stay focused, stay motivated, and keep moving towards your dream life. And for goals that are larger, you may want to chunk them down into smaller goals. Perhaps if you're a student and your goal is to graduate with a first class degree, or you want a 4.0 GPA, or perhaps that's the end goal. What are some of the micro goals within the macro that we can chunk down to? Would there be an assignment that needs to be 4.0? Would there be a major and a minor in the course that you're studying, and some sort of balance or blend of outcomes and results for each of those that would feed in to your overall degree classification? Maybe you're working in sales. Well, maybe there's an annual sales target. Maybe there are monthly sales targets. Maybe you can break that down into a number of calls that you need to make and figure out the number of calls that you make that convert into sales, the number of sales that you need to make by the value of the sale that you are selling on average. There's a way to work this back from the big goal to the smaller goals to make them even more attainable. So do it. Step 3, create an action plan. Now that you have your goals set, it's time to create a plan for massive action. Be very specific. Be very discerning with the actions that you commit to taking. When you choose to align the way you choose to be, the words that you say, the thoughts that you think, and the things that you do, the universe and all of life will coalesce and conspire for you. Remember that. Receive that. And also know But being in integrity with that is a fundamental aspect of creating your reality. So we don't want to commit to actions that mean we do not get the goal. We commit to actions, not distractions. So we can put all the distractions here and do not forget about that. And right here, we can have the actions. As we focus on the actions, we say, okay, well, which of these actions means that when taken, the goal is achieved? Because we want a specific relationship between the action and the outcome. And we're looking for leverage. So maybe if you are in sales, maybe you're beginning a new business, maybe you have a set of leads, a lead database, maybe there are 1,000 leads. Well, if the action is that you must call all of them, that could take some time. Maybe there's a way you can get leverage. Maybe there is a way you can enroll and train some people to outreach to the leads and to pay them and reward them on a success basis. So for no money down, you can actually have a scaled approach to activating those leads. And then through that, you can move through those leads faster, start adding massive values to those clients and customers. Maybe from there, you can increase the sales value of each of those client accounts. And maybe because you're providing so much value, you can then transition some of those clients and customers into advocates to bring in new clients and customers. And so the whole thing keeps going. If you have maybe a weight loss goal, create an action plan that really will set you up for success. Unlikely if you're currently 30 pounds in weight more than you want to be, and you haven't been going to the gym or yoga or whatever the right fitness form and modality is for you, you haven't done that for a year, unlikely that setting a goal to go 5 times a week and suddenly go into an intermittent fasting phase with your nutrition is going to be something that you'll adhere to, and unlikely that that's even appropriate for you. So really do be smart and make sure, is this ecological for me? Is this actually an action that I feel congruent taking? What action can I take? And sometimes we get focused on the resources we have. And it is true that in a finite mind, there are finite resources, and no one would deny that. It's also true in an infinite mind, there are infinite resources and resourcefulness. And so I now, with you, choose that I access the infinite mind with the infinite resources and the infinite resourcefulness. And we can all do that together and become even more resourceful in the creation of our lives and the creation of our actions and the creation of our plans. So do that. And once done, do it and do it and do it and keep doing it until you've done it. In the process of taking action, I really do invite an energy that will serve you, which is, I will it. That energy of will. And you can feel will in your body around your solar plexus. You can feel that will align with your heart. And you can feel that will align with some aspect that some of you may know as your third eye, some sort of enhanced sensory perceptual capability, almost as if there are 3 points. And those 3 points, when in absolute alignment, give you this absolute will and this sense of action and this absolute, it's done. So when I say I will, it's not that I will in the future. No, it's that I will into being. So I will that you choose to create your dream life. And you get to choose to, with your sovereignty and your will. And I will that I too choose to create the dream life that my soul is choosing. And being here with you now is doing that. So thank you for co-creating my soul's dreams together. Step 5, celebrate your success. Feel good about success. So often in life, we've all been there. It's that sort of donkey with a carrot on a stick. That goal is just some way out ahead of us. And we never quite get there, and we never quite get there, and we never quite get there. And then sometimes the donkey gets the carrot. But no sooner has the carrot been eaten, the donkey wants another carrot. Doesn't even remember or get present to the awareness of the carrot that was received. And so what we want to be doing, and you get to choose to do, is before you actually experience your success, before you have lived your dream, before you have achieved your goal, I want you to choose how you will reward each success ahead of time. This will motivate you, it will move you, it will drive you, along with your why, the purpose, the prime reason for you choosing to do this now. Whatever your prime directive is, you can remember that. And the root word of celebrate, if you really go to the origins of the word, are to honor. So choose a reward that honors you. Choose a reward that honors the dream, that honors the soul, that honors the universe, the source, the creator, God, whoever it is. That you want to thank, pray to, and feel flows through you, as you. And honor that. Choose rewards that are befitting of the gift of being here in a body, dreaming and creating your life. And here's the key. One of the secrets. Emotion. Do we ever really consider the emotional tapestry of life? You know, one time I was flying on a plane to Costa Rica, and I didn't actually have a plan as to why I was going there. I'd been in Mexico, and I'd been in Mexico for many months. And so my visa was complete. And the very next day was the last day. So I decided to fly to Costa Rica. And I was on the plane and I thought, well, what am I going to do? And then before I decided what I was going to do, I said, well, what do I want to feel? Because life, though we may perceive it through its story, the idea that you are you and I am me and we're here now and the world is the world. And of course, there may be the idea that you have the parents, the siblings, maybe there's a home that you live in, maybe that place has a name of your town. Maybe you had friends growing up and you lived somewhere else, and maybe you remember going on holiday and all these things that you've done that form the story. But the true part of the story, if there is a story, is really the emotional tapestry that flows through that. When we watch a movie, if we feel compelled to watch it again, why is it? We might think it's the story. What I invite is it's the emotional tapestry that in some way resonates with us and moves us. So choose to feel all emotions fully and choose to design and architect an emotional tapestry that is a celebration of your life, that is a celebration of dreams, that raises your vibration, your frequency. So as you're writing these goals, and the goals are clear and the goals are smart, they're all very specific and they're sensory. You can see it, you can feel it, you can hear it, you can taste it, touch it, smell it. Begin to get present to the emotions and allow those emotions to build. And specifically around the success. Of course, we never need to wait to feel that good. You can feel that good now. You can feel as good as you choose to feel. And you really can do that by using your neurology to alter your biochemistry and activate specific ways of being in the body that feel good. And it feels good to do it. So do it now. And also 10x that. And imagine that when you achieve the goal, maybe it's 100x that. Imagine that there is so much love, so much ecstasy, or whatever it is that you want to feel, the joy, the bliss, the sweetness, the abundance. Imagine that's 100 times, even more than you've ever felt before, or whatever is right for you in your subconscious, your unconscious. Mind knows what's right for you now. And I love this so much. It's like literally the favorite part of creating life, of experiencing life, which is unlocking the capacity to feel, because it's safe to feel, because it's safe to be in your body, because it's safe to have a sensory experience, because in that experience you've chosen to clear any limiting decisions, limiting beliefs, major negative emotions, because you no longer experience anger, sadness, fear, hurt, guilt, shame, anger expressed as resentment or blame, because all of those are disconnected and resolved at the root cause and integrated as these beautiful emotional charges, and charges of love. And there are ways you can do that, and we can do that together. So all of this will help you stay motivated and keep you on track to reach your goals, creating positive neural circuitry and feedback loops that become a manifesting autopilot. Right now, there's so much that you are doing in your life that is automatic. The places you are going, the things that you are saying, the things that you are eating. What if you could have those same mechanisms that maybe meant that in the past you gained weight but got lost? Or maybe in the past meant that you behaved in a relationship a way that you knew was not in your highest alignment. And now you get to choose divine, sacred union, love and relationship. So get that neurology working for you. And then here's a little secret, little insight. If you're open, and I do sense and feel that you're open to this secret, a way to build that neurology, the circuitry, is of very small, specific feedback loops, very small, specific goals with a reward. And the brain will begin, and the neurology, it's more than just the brain. There are neurotransmitters in every cell of the body. That neurology will begin to develop the idea, as it's already beginning now with this very transmission, receiving these words, creating new circuits, new neurology, new awareness, new realization, new distinction. that when you say and decide that you will do something, you do it, and you feel it, and you reward it, and it feels good. And it wants to feel good. Whatever you may think, whatever you have thought, whether you know it, knew it, or not, and you do now, your soul loves to feel good. Your mind, your body love to feel good. So we can create these new circuits through simple, specific, small goals, rewards that activate all the right hormones and all the right receptors and the dopamine and the serotonin. And that creates this autopilot for manifestation, this autopilot for dream creation. Number 6, keep going. Has anyone ever fallen off a horse? Well, I think we can all accept, and no one would deny, the answer is yes. Has anyone who's ever fallen off a horse got back on the horse? Well, no one would deny, and we all accept now that the answer is yes. And what happened when they did? Well, I think we can all assume and choose to recognize that they began to ride. Were they maybe more timid? Were they maybe more cautious? Were they maybe more fearful for a little while before the fear went away? Maybe. Maybe someone out there, just like people in here, got back on the horse and carried on, as if they had never even fallen off the horse. And if they ever did remember falling off the horse, all that they remembered and integrated were the lessons, the learnings, free of the emotions and the distortions, able to see clearly now what the experience really was. So never give up, because with commitment, with consistency and decision, you will master this. I will that you master this. I will, I am mastering this. And I have fallen off of many horses. I have fallen on many swords. This is about you. And so when I share what I share, it's only so that you know you're not alone, and so that you're aware that you can get back on the horse if you're not yet on the horse. And if you haven't ever ridden horses, get present to horses. Because the energy that you feel as you are galloping down the beach, your arms in the air, trusting in the energy that's flowing through you and beneath you, is like no other. And I personally have been in some of the darkest places and spaces as my business crashed and tumbled as I went from viewing multi-million dollar homes in Los Angeles to selling all the furniture in my home and leaving that home. And in the same week and month, the investments that I had tumbling, the 2-year relationship that I had completing. As I moved through life with eating disorders in my earlier years, with great challenges with my parents, not because they were anything other than wonderful parents, in the truth of their greatest expression in this life, simply because as children, and we're all divine children, sometimes we're yet to remember all the ways that we can experience the gift of life. And sometimes we forget that we are actually a cause for our reality. And though we don't always know why, we did create it all and we are creating it all now. And if you don't believe that to be true, that's okay. But what I can tell you is until you accept that to be true, the true creation of your soul's dreams will always be one step away. So I invite that you integrate that awareness today. When you do get to choose how you perceive the experiences as a child, with your parents, with your family, with your friends, where you lived, what you did, what you didn't do, what you had, what you didn't have. As you grew up, what you experienced, the things that you think you missed out on, and all the things that you experienced and quite likely missed out on because you weren't present there, feeling like there was somewhere else to be, somewhere that you should be, something that you should be, something that you're not. And all the times that maybe you knew that something was for you and you didn't go for it because maybe you didn't believe it, or maybe you were worrying and wondering what people would think. Or maybe you did something because you wanted to feel special and you thought that by being special you would be loved, because you had wrongly developed the pattern and the imprint and the idea that there was something, anything you needed to do to be loved other than simply be you, which means being love. So I don't know what has kept you from your dream life in the past. I don't know what has been the barrier between you and your goals. And I don't know what could happen for you in the future. What I do know, if anyone can know anything, and sometimes it's wonderful to accept that I don't really know much about anything. Because sometimes that knowledge and the knowing is the mind. There's a deeper knowing, and it's not quite knowing, it's truer than knowing, it's soul. Because the mind has this idea of knowing. The soul simply is choosing. So if I can know anything, and I'm not sure I know much about anything, certainly what I am choosing is to keep going. is to get back on the horse, is to breathe, is to smile, and be thankful for every breath, every life, moment, day lived on this earth. So if you were to ever perceive a mistake or a failure, remember this moment and simply become aware that you're part of an orchestrated experience that is orchestrated by you to enable you in the future with the deepest dreams of your soul. And maybe that thing that you didn't get is for you. Maybe it was not for you, at least not in the way that you thought to be true. So feel into that. And for as long as the feeling is yes, this is what my soul chooses, keep going. Now, step 7, common mistakes people make. So a huge mistake that people make is not focusing on the present moment. It's important, crucial to focus on the present moment and the process. Now let me be clear, you do need clear and specific outcomes. Once you have those outcomes, what have we done? We've set specific goals and we've chunked those down into smaller goals. We've set specific criteria by which they will be measured, and we've set specific criteria by which they will be reviewed. And we've also orchestrated and architected this emotional tapestry and this sensory, visual, auditory, kinesthetic, what you can see, hear, taste, touch, smell, experience of all of that. So once you have that, focus on being here now. You set it, you forget it. And yes, from time to time, you may check back in to reassociate with some of those emotions and that experience as if now. Simply focus on the process in the present moment and only take action on what brings you closer to those goals. Even if something feels exciting, even if it's with friends or there's a trip or whatever it is, things can really open for us. The more we open, the more opens to us. And the more that requires discernment as to what is for you. And if all you ever do is focus on the outcome, you'll have missed the presence and the presence of presence, being that soul, that love, here now as we are together. Because in truth, the future is created now, and now is the future. It actually is one and the same. And time, sometimes we think of it linearly. And of course, in science, they're already surfacing many ways to perceive time. So for simplicity, imagine rather than a past and a future, a past and a future, that it's really more a deck of cards. Every card is a moment, is an experience, is a presence, and they are stacked one on the other in a deck of cards. They actually are all now. What was once a past and a present and a future, or a past, a present, and a future, is now past, present, and future as if now. And as you look at that deck of cards, you want to experience every single one of them. Because the gift of life and the measure of life is not the days that we get to live on this planet. It is not the hours and the moments, the minutes and the seconds, but it is this quality of the richness and the presence the essence of every moment that adds so much depth. It is that look into the eyes with the beloved, and there is no time. And in those moments, as time expands and collapses into now, nothing else matters, because there is nothing else outside of this moment. So I invite you to live every moment of your life with the presence of the moment as the presence in the moment. And I invite you to release the attachment as to what it could mean if the goal is or is not realized. Well, what will happen when I get my goal? If we're attached to that, we're spinning up all these stories. Oh, if I were to fail, this would happen. If I were to succeed, this would happen. Quiet the mind. Move forward. Step by step, step by step, card by card by card, now. And release attachment. Attachment presupposes, if you imagine that you're a child again, I don't know about you, when I was a child, I used to have these reins, they were called. And it's like these straps that go on a kid, and your parent can, like, sort of like a dog lead, actually. They kind of have you on a lead with these straps, you can't run away. And you're attached. And if you think about that presupposition, it's as if there's this idea that that which is not attached wants to run away. And then there's another presupposition that they're not one and the same. It's interesting, there are parts of a baby, and of course all of us here as adults, or children, or babies, if babies are viewing, wherever you are in your life cycle and journey, there are actually things that within our biology from our mother never leave us until we leave this earth. We actually are always at some level one and the same. And we actually are one and the same with the creator that created all of this. So by attaching, we're actually saying, or someone out there would be saying, no one in here is saying this, someone out there would be saying, well, I am not that thing. And that thing is not now. And that thing is not done. And so it quite literally creates the separation, casts a spell that dream, that manifestation, that goal is not realized and actualized. So release the attachment, release the attachment, release the attachment, and integrate as one divine being, as one love, all of the dreams in the kingdom within. And you can almost, close your eyes now. You can almost imagine that inside of your body is some sort of full 360-degree projector screen. And it's manifesting reality, manifesting the movie of your dreams. And the light of the movie picture is permeating through your skin and outer edges of your body into where it is that you perceive you're sitting or standing, breathing and being. And you feel that dream awaken. And as the dream awakens, something inside of you awakens, an awareness. that becomes aware, if it wasn't already aware, that you really can dream. Because you dreamt this, which means you can dream anything. The only difference is that you didn't know then what you do know now, that you can choose to dream. And today I have shared with you how. So make your dreams a reality. Now, now is time to take charge of your future and make your dreams a reality. Take the time, gift yourself the gift of time to think about, to feel about what you want to create, what you want to be, and then make the plan to get there. Don't let another hour go by, minute go by, second go by between this second, this moment, and choosing that you will dream your dreams into being. That you will be your dreams, feel your dreams, live your dreams, be present with your dreams, experience your dreams, emote the emotions of your dreams. And by doing this, you are investing in a brighter future and making those once aspirations your manifest reality. So what are you waiting for? If not now, then when? And when would now be a good time? Start dreaming and setting goals now. Pick up a pen, pick up a pad. Don't go anywhere until you have written at least one dream down. At least one. Everybody knows that no one is so busy you can't write one line on a page. You can do it now. What is the dream? Share it with me. Send me a message, email me, find me on Instagram, Thomas underscore strange underscore angel. Here on YouTube, subscribe, follow. And if you really want to master this and get into the deeper secrets of architecting and rendering your reality, if you want that autopilot for success and manifestation, for dreaming dreams and living them, feeling them, being them, get in touch, contact me, let's get on the phone, and let's agree the way we do that. And do it because we deserve it. You didn't choose this life to live the way you've been living. However good or bad you perceive it to have been, there are dreams you've not yet dreamt. You may not yet even remember what they were. You may not yet have awakened to the dreams that are available for you right now. So love, peace, blessings, and if we do not get to speak, then feel in every cell of your being how grateful I am for your time, for your energy, for your attention, and for choosing to play the game of creating life with me. Thank you. choosing life. Thank you for playing the game. And if you do feel somewhere inside, and you may find that you do feel it, let's really play this game together. Get in touch. Do it now.